should perhaps now stop in their tracks and turn their public service focus away from all the legal protests to the role of the official opposition, which is what you're doing, which is to question and scrutinize the work of the government, sort of like what you're doing, as I said in the program today. I mean, would that be the best way to be a safeguard against the excesses of empowered Nigerian politicians?
Oh, yeah, first of all, as far as the legal framework of the country is concerned, until there is a final determination of the subject of election petition by the Supreme Court, there is nothing you can do to stop the PDP, for example, from challenging that. But that does not mean that because we are in court, we cannot engage the ruling government and provide alternatives. We don't hate them, but that's how democracy works. All of us cannot come and be saying, boys, oh yeah. Our duty to Nigerians, like I told you about the pledge, is to interrogate the government. Unfortunately, the signs I'm seeing as this government is taking up is going to be worse than the previous administration unless there is a retracing of the step and change your strategy. You must leave propaganda and then work with realities. That's one. Number two, the governing party, they are using every conceivable strategy under the heaven to use certain individuals in PDP and with the hope that they will weaken PDP and probably turn the country into a one-party state. If you have seen, over the last few months, they have instigated and orchestrated the suspension of national chairmen of almost every political party. In fact, recently they even got to sack, can you imagine, the presidential candidate of NNPP. And unfortunately, we have in our party an individual who believes he's God. And he is romancing with them and presenting himself as a worthy candidate that can be used to destroy PDP so they can have a one-party state. Unfortunately, when PDP was being formed, he was nowhere near the ideology of the party. So PDP will survive, PDP will thrive, and PDP will remodel this country in no distant time. We need a country that works. We want a country that works. We don't want to build a country on propaganda and rhetorics. There are fundamental things confronting us as a country. They have been domesticated into the various manifestos during the campaign. They've thrown away the manifesto. We need you to begin to implement the manifesto so we can interrogate you and say, okay, this is, for example, when they remove fuel subsidy, we told them we all agreed that subsidy will be removed, but in our own plan, we said it should be in phases and that you will do it in such a manner that the impact on the masses will not be much. In their own case, it was just one statement like that. They removed it. How much is $1 to a naira? How much is pound to a naira? Do you know any parent that paid the school fees of their children in all foreign schools this year, they paid twice the value, not occasioned by the foreign schools, but by the incoherent policies of the government. So if, for example, the pound sterling was 21,000 pounds, as at the time that student registered last year, because last year the forex policy is that students can access the pounds a certain amount, which is about 500 and something. Now the person is required to pay over 220%. Just that kind of policy that can throw people into derision. What do we talk about? Investors? Look at what when they gave out the 5 billion to states and they say it's palliative. They just turned the country into internally displaced, places, like refugee camp. Have you seen the footage of how these palliatives have been delivered? The dignity of the human person has been thrown. We are not even talking about whether it is actually delivered to the people and how many of them. So, well, some would your manifesto, so we can challenge you on that.
Right. Well,
but it seems now it is just as the spirit leads.